All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Let's Talk Rockets, episode number 23. Uh, beautiful, beautiful Saturday afternoon. Saturday, June 24th, about 5 o'clock here in South Florida. Um, I got a movie to go to, so we're going to keep this one brief. You know what? Possibly. We have a tweet that I wanted to bring up. It's basically the Rockets depth chart. So I have not spoke on this channel since, but a little bit of a crazy couple of days. Uh, when I came home on what was it Thursday, I came home and I saw that the Rockets had drafted Cam Whitmore. I was so confused. I was like scrolling through the draft and like I got a text. Somebody texted me. I don't know if it was Austin or somebody texted me, "What's up, Balin?" They were like Cam Whitmore to the Rockets. I remember seeing it like what? Like, oh wow, they went with Cam Whitmore. Scrolling through like the CBS app, at 4 the Rockets take Amin Thompson. And then scrolling down, maybe the Rockets trade up in the lottery because Cam Whitmore fell. No, Cam Whitmore didn't fall to the late lottery. Cam Whitmore fell to 20. I thought it was funny. There's like a bunch of Nets fans, or basically, if you're a Nets fan right now, you're a little pissed off because the Nets had the 21st and 22nd pick. I cannot believe that Cam Whitmore fell to the Houston Rockets at pick 20. To be honest with you, it's kind of watering down how excited I am that Amin Thompson is on the Houston Rockets. Okay, so this is what we're going to work out in today's live stream. More of an open discourse. I mean, it's just I don't have a plan. I don't have an idea. I mean, I have opinions, but we're going to talk about this. I had no intention on talking about whatever this tweet is here. Red 94. Oh, hit the like button, hit the sub button. I think we're a couple of subs away from like 2,700 subs or something like that. We're trying to hit 3,000 subscribers by Summer League, which is next week. So it might be a little difficult. So every like would go a very long way. I don't know why Balin's upset. He wanted Whitmore at 4. And, maybe I did not want Cam Whitmore at 4. Like even in the slightest. I'll take Cam Whitmore at 20. But real quick, I saw this just kind of popped up on my Twitter. What Twitter are we on? Jelstra YT if you want to follow it. Now, it seems to come out fully now that the main driver of Cam Whitmore's descent in the draft was not some serious medical issue, but rather, gasp, his introverted nature. I could see this being of concern if one were selecting him in hopes of grooming a leader of men, but at number 20, that would not in the least be the expectation. The hope is that he can be a high-end role player, and anything more is gravy. Unlike the many experts in this field occupy this space, I've never professed to be anything close to an expert, but whatever the hell. Does anybody know ever what FWIW means? Why do so many hip people use that phrasing? What does that mean? What does that word mean? FWIW. It's like a Tumblr era. But for your winning information, I had Cam ranked 3rd on my board for most of the year. Just incredibly great fortune for a franchise in need of a break. All right. We'll remove that real quick. I don't want my DMs to get exposed here. Not that I'm getting too many DMs. But this right here is what we wanted to talk about today. So let's hit the chat real quick. Noah, you don't. Everyone were drafted with intent. It's going to be a mix of young talent and plug-and-play veterans. I see Whitmore becoming a Miles Bridges. Getting a great 3-and-D wing at 20 is insane value. Here's Bordeaux, and it's just kind of showcasing our current roster. I have, we talked about it all week, right? The last 10 Let's Talk Rockets in the last 2 weeks that we've talked about is, it's kind of annoying to talk about free agency and, players targets that the Rockets should look into until the draft concludes and we actually have a firm idea of who's on the roster instead of, all right, if we take Amen, we should do this. If we take Cam, we should do this. If we take Miller, we should do this. Well, we end up with Amen Thompson and Cam Whitmore now. I don't think, I like obviously what RJ is saying here. Everybody is drafted with intent. I don't think Stone's anticipating Cam Whitmore to fall to 20. Maybe some of these GMs thought he was going to fall, but I would imagine the thought was no shot in hell it was 20. Real quick on the whole Cam Whitmore thing. We're hearing so much stuff. We're hearing medical concerns, like cartilage concerns. I don't know the validity to that, to be honest with you. I don't even really care if there's actual validity to it. Basically, if you ask somebody, they'll tell you one thing, and then you ask somebody else, they'll tell you something different, and then if you ask somebody else, they'll tell you a different thing. Like, doesn't seem like we have any actual transparency on why Cam Whitmore fell from a projected, early draft pick to 20. And I'm on the side of 100% of RJ here. Now, I can understand why Balin's thinking some of these things. Guys like Jayshawn Tate, I don't think, I view Jayshawn Tate as my first trade. Outside of that, I don't really need to do too much. So let's take a look at who we currently have, right? We're going to go Jalen Green, Jabari, Şengün, Amen, Ty, KPJ, Jacob, KJ, Cam Whitmore, Tari Eason. Okay. That's 10. Garuba. So, yeah, I guess Jayshawn Tate could be the 12th dude on that list. What I'm trying to get at here is I want a trade in the sense of I don't even actually know what a trade would do because the draft's over. What's up, Josh? The draft's over. So we're not, unless you're just trading Jayshawn Tate for like a second round pick. What value am I receiving? What am I getting in return? Because it's very important. And I was a little confused when I first read the report that the Rockets could be looking in trades before the draft to trade up, that they could be looking to take on some big contracts. That didn't really make much sense to me. I look at a lot of these free agents that I had, listed, like on this list right here, James Harden. I can't think of a reason why James Harden should join the Houston Rockets at all. There's too much depth at wing, especially if they did go after a small forward like Brooks in free agency. Yeah, so we'll get to that in a second. I look at this list. I'm like, I'm all set on James. I was pretty much all set on James Harden. I don't think he changes your playoffs. I'm pretty sure he would. It's not even so much development. Now it is with Amen Thompson, and especially the Rockets drafting Amen Thompson has me out on James Harden completely. But I don't think James Harden alone would take this team to a championship contender. I think it's still too early. Freddie Double V, I'm all set too. There just isn't a reason for me to go, even if, now Chris Paul's a Golden State Warrior, but like all these veteran free agents that we're getting on a couple of year deals, even if like the recent report we talked about a couple of days ago, all right, the Rockets have interest in going after Freddie Double V, but they're going to pay him for like 2 or 3 years. Now I'm completely chilling with that. What I would rather do is I'd rather get a bench. I don't know why Amen Thompson wouldn't start right now. Outside of the fact that, we're trying to make the play-in. So you want to put the best guys on the court, period. Personally, I'd rather just go sign a guy like Patrick Beverley, and then I'd rather have this compilation of guys depending on, I don't agree with this, but I can understand why some people think Amen Thompson should come off of the bench. I don't think really like any of the top 10 picks in any draft, in any ever, should come off of the bench. Maybe a rookie quarterback for half of the season. That's it. Um, but the point here is it's not even so much stunting development because these guys are just so young. I'd rather, ride out the bumpy parts right out of the gate. It's just like, all right, if we kept our current roster right now, we barely signed any veteran free agents, we're still looking at probably a max 500 season unless a couple of these guys really break out into stars, like true star breakouts. Uh, the idea off of the bench of having Amen Thompson and KPJ at the two, I'm a very big fan of that. But why would I want James Harden or Freddie Double V to play 40 a night? You know, I don't know why I don't want him playing 40 a night. Uh, if you're trying to win, how much better is a rookie Amen over like year 4 KPJ? I hate KPJ at point guard, but my point is if you're trying to win, you got to get a PG in free agency and let Amen sit behind him for a bit. I mean, we're talking more than a bit, though. We're talking a couple of years. Unless you're going to sign a 1-year veteran free agent, unless D'Lo is like, shoot, the Lakers aren't going to sign me. I need to take a low risk contract, or I need to bet on myself and take what a team's going to give me, like on the Houston Rockets, and just go balls to the wall in a contract year and try and get one more long term big time contract. Like, all right, yeah, sure, I'll sign D'Lo for. I don't want D'Lo, but like, sure, okay, a 1-year. I just don't, at that point, too, I don't even really get it. I would rather go right now. What I'm thinking is, well, I want Amen starting day one. But if you're not comfortable starting Amen day one, KPJ. Have KPJ start. Go sign Pat Bev. Start Pat Bev. Right? Mix it up a little bit. I don't care. I don't care who's starting on the point guard necessarily. But Fred playing 40 minutes a night, that doesn't get me going. That doesn't get me going. Now, with that being said, getting to the second free agent on this list, the heavy betting favorites to land Dillon Brooks are the Houston Rockets. You would think Dillon Brooks, whatever team he wants to go to, is going to come down to, is he starting? Some people are saying Dillon Brooks will take a bigger contract, or he'll just take a guaranteed contract if he's and he'd come off of the bench. Judging from what Dillon Brooks went through in the playoffs, judging what he said after the playoffs, how he thinks there's more dimensions to the game, and he thought he was very limited in Memphis, and he wants to go to a team where he can just kind of play more freely. I don't think he'd come off of the bench. So do we want a guy like Dillon Brooks for 3 to 4 years? I mean, there's a lot that goes into it. I really like the defensive fit. Dillon Brooks is a good basketball player, man. He gets a bad rap. He had a horrible playoffs, but he's a good basketball player. And we want him for his defense. And, if you want him for 3-point shooting, 32.5 last year, he's been regressing last few years as a shooter. But it gets me thinking, man. What's up, Falcon? What's up, Chris? What's up, Magnificent Merker? Ticket sales. KPJ is going to be different. It's going to be a different offense. My concern, though, with getting a guy like Dillon Brooks is more long-term, but I guess you can deal with that when it comes. There's just a big logjam. If you get Dillon, now it's like, all right, well, let's take this current list as RJ saying right here, let's take this list as what the Houston Rockets decide to do. Okay. So my bench is Amen Thompson and KPJ. I actually really like that duo. If they were to actually sign Freddie Double V or James Harden for ticket sales or just to bring him back, whatever it is, all right, they do that. So that's our roster. This is our roster next year. Let's just say that. Amen Thompson, KPJ off the bench. I like it a lot. I love Jacob. Don't think he's ready for 25 a night. Ty Washington, same thing applies to him. But this is where things get interesting. KJ Martin Jr. and Cam Whitmore. I don't want to trade KJ. I don't really see the point unless KJ openly requests a trade, which there have been reports that he did last year. If those are true and he actually wants out, a trade, all right. But if he doesn't, well, now we got a logjam because I want KJ to play, I want Tari Eason to play, but I want Cam Whitmore to play, and then Jayshawn Tate's going to just play. So that's why Tate to me is the odd man out, especially with his age and just his skill set. I don't think, especially his lack of shooting. I mean, if we want to keep him for like defense, I don't know why KJ and Cam Whitmore and Tari Eason can't fill that gap. And then even just to fill out the rest of this tweet here, Brooke Lopez is interesting. I think personally, if they were to actually sign Brooke Lopez, I think he would start. He has to start. Does that mean Şengün's coming to the bench? Maybe. Does Şengün play the 3 then? Or sorry, the 4? And you put Jabari at 3? But then shoot, you also have Dillon Brooks. So I don't think I don't think these 3 specific free agents, like the 3 big free agents we were talking about before the draft, I don't think all 3 of them make sense anymore. Especially, here's the bottom line. I don't think Brooke Lopez is going anywhere. I think Brooke Lopez is staying in the Milwaukee Bucks, and I don't think any amount of money would get him to Houston just because I don't think he's going anywhere. All right. So, got David suggesting a trade here. Yeah, I mean, so then this tweet's for you, Balin. KJ needs to get traded. I don't see him as part of the future. KJ not going anywhere. Amon starting day 1. KPJ take KJ Martin, Garuba, Brooklyn pick the Hawks for Capella and DeJounte Murray. David loves DeJounte Murray. I love DeJounte Murray. Very interesting idea to make a trade for DeJounte. I don't think he's going anywhere, though. So, I don't think he's going anywhere, man. My thing with, there's just issues that go in with the KJ dilemma, and we talked about this all last year. Does KJ have a future with the Rockets? Well, I have to think, yeah, because he's on the Rockets, right? There's so much shit about with his dad, and then with him and his dad saying he's not satisfied with, all this crap. I mean, unless KJ Martin says, yo, this is whack, I need to start. Well, I got a couple of things for you. Like, who's starting you? I don't. What team are you gonna start on? I all loved it, KJ Martin Jr. I don't think a team's gonna start you. You're gonna need to show me a little bit. You're gonna need to show a lot more actually for that to happen. It's 22. You don't just give up on last year. 28 minutes, 13 points, 57 from the field, 31.5 from downtown, 5.5 rebounds. It's 22. I don't think that they're moving on. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure it would have already happened. Kobe. This was a good draft for Kobe's. I know the name's spelled different, but good draft for if your name's Kobe, it was a good draft for you. Honestly, I think the Rockets currently have a playoff type of roster. All the free agents we're talking about, Pat Bev. Let's hit free agency right now. Let's just look it up. That's what I wanted to do in this. I wanted to see, because that's what we've been talking about basically the whole 20 minutes prior to this. We've been just kind of discussing, like, I don't even know what to do here because we got so many damn talented young kids. It's the title of this stream. The Rockets have too many young studs. Let's fix it. And I get it. And I totally get it. And it's a big deal. The Rockets getting Cam Whitmore at 20 changes a lot of things. KJ had a great year last year. The 3 number was way down. I think his career was 34. But yeah, Cam Whitmore's not ready. I don't. My point that I was trying to make earlier with Cam Whitmore falling, people are saying character issues. You'll talk to a Villanova fan, and they'll tell you like, one Villanova fan will be like, he just didn't embody Villanova basketball. One and dones don't go to Villanova. They go for like work ethic, who you are, character, all of that. My thing with Villanova last year was Jay Wright, one of the best college coaches of this generation, probably of all time. I'm not a huge college basketball knowledge guy. I would assume he wasn't too thrilled. I would assume most of the Villanova guys last year weren't too thrilled with Jay Wright retiring. But character issues, I don't think I don't think that's the case. If anything, what I gathered from him was he's actually like a pretty quiet guy. And that's what the tweet that we started this stream at was saying, like he was introverted. That's what I view Cam Whitmore as, just like a quiet, works really freaking hard, knows he's good. He's going to put on a show. The athleticism is crazy, but then the athleticism with KJ Martin Jr. is crazy. Definitely don't want Harden anymore. You guys can but they got to put the players to use. Just saying. So take our boy Kuram. Shout out to Kuram because he's a Thunder fan and always tunes into Houston Rockets daily live streams and always tunes into my daily live NBA show Monday to Friday. So shout out Kuram. Take a look at OKC last year, playing team, or like almost they were right there into getting to they were right there to get into the playoffs for a lot of the end of the season. How many vets did they have? Well, it's a little bit different because they have Shea. They have their franchise guy. I think there's a lot more. It's not as transparent. It's not as black and white with the Rockets. Like everybody who wants to comment who's the Rockets franchise player? Could Cam start in the G League? I think that is. I think that's too much. I think he's way too much. Adam Spinella said he coached against Cam in high school, and Cam told his teammates to clean up the trash they left on the court. I don't buy character issues. I don't either. And speaking of character issues, you could go both sides of it. I mean, Johnny Manziel had major character concerns heading into the NFL. But look at a guy like Cam Newton, Randy Moss, Warren Sapp. There are countless NFL players who failed a drug test, fell a little bit in the draft, and then just feasted. But yeah, I'm not buying the character issues. I'm not even buying injury concerns. So yeah. Şengün and Green. Jalen Green. I like Jalen Green a lot. I don't think there's any issue with him being a 2 on a championship team. I think that's more realistic for Jalen Green. I think the Houston Rockets franchise piece is going to be Amen Thompson. But you guys know how big I am on Amen. Or if you don't, now you do. We don't have a franchise player. There's a take 2. Amen's a franchise now. There we go. All right. So here's free agency. Let's take a look at point guard. Because I don't want, I don't. We talked about Kyrie's gone, but we talked about D'Lo actually in this stream. I don't think we've ever talked about D'Lo to the Rockets before. Okay, yeah, I like this. I think most Rocket fans would get behind this. Jalen until proven otherwise, but yeah, he's probably best as a second star. But until we see, until somebody steps up, as Falcons saying here, and Balin saying here. So yeah, that's probably our biggest thing next year. That's what we got to figure out next year, and it's a great problem to have because there's a bunch of suitable candidates on the current roster. Guys, we got 30 people in here. Hit that like button. And subscribe if you enjoy and you want to. No pressure there. How about Russ? Just kidding. Dennis Schroeder, former Rocket legend. Gabe Vincent. Somebody's going to pay him. It's going to be Miami. Javon Carter. Dude's a hooper. How about Javon Carter? How about we bring in Javon Carter? Let's say Pat Bev goes elsewhere. We got any love for Javon Carter here? Ayo Dosunmu. He'll be a Bull. Yeah, there's just nothing here, man. Kendrick Nunn. Legend. Corey Joseph. Honestly, not horrible. Not the worst idea in the world. DJ Og, Rocket Guy. And this is the end of the list. Like, for sure. So, yeah. Slim pickings out there. Kyrie. From Washington's fire sale, I think Tyus Jones is going to be secured in Washington. I think they see something there, which I would too. No X's. We don't take X's back. I think that's in. I assume you're talking about Pat Bev. So, all right. Yeah, I don't think center is really I don't think a wing is really important. Vucevic, Brook Lopez, I think they're both going to be back on their respected teams. Pirtle, Christian Wood. When Christian Wood's the fourth best center ranked in free agency, you just know there's not much there. Throw a bag at Kyrie. he's staying in Dallas. They'll throw him a bag. Andre Drummond. Did he officially decline his player option? I'm going to assume my boy Andre Drummond's not coming back to my Bulls. But interesting. Yeah, right. Christian Wood's a center. News to me. Naz Reid. I like Naz Reid a lot. I like him a lot. Thomas Bryant, Dwight Powell, Drew Eubanks, Bismack. And here we go. We're just getting old. Now we get old. It's a slim pick in free agency, isn't it, man? It's time to hit the lab. All right. It's time to hit the lab. Time to figure this one out. All right, guys. I got to get ready for this. I'm going to see Asteroid City in tonight. And I'm excited. And I'm going to eat some chicken beforehand so I don't just get after it. But that's it, man. And I would say so. Yeah. And that's a good thing that I've liked that I've been hearing coming out of the Rockets rumors are, the James Harden, keep it short. Freddie, keep it short. But yeah. Thank you to everybody. Very active chat today. I appreciate you guys so much. Obviously, we'll be back out here tomorrow. I've got some plans early on in the day, but hopefully, if I got the energy, we'll get one going on around the same time tomorrow. So, yeah, appreciate y'all tuning in, and I'll see you next time.